You don't know how traffic stop works?
Yes.
You don't know that a vehicle's behind you with lights and sirens for a mile? You're not going to move over?
Are you?
Stop.
I'm pregnant, sir. I'm going.
Welcome back to U.S. Corrupt Cops, where we dive into stories that expose the truth behind police corruption. Today, we're looking at what happens when corrupt cops target the wrong person, and it doesn't go the way they planned. Stay tuned to find out how it all unfolds. If you like this video, press 1. On August 12, 2022, Ebony Washington, a pregnant woman, was driving home with her 3 children when Officer Jacob Dew of the Bradford County Sheriff's Office noticed her vehicle traveling at 72 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. Understandably, Officer Dew activated his lights and sirens, trailing Ms. Washington's car to signal a traffic stop for speeding. In response, Ms. Washington promptly reduced her speed and turned on her hazard lights, but continued driving down the road. She chose to keep moving because it was dark, and she felt safer remaining in a well-lit area. However, Officer Dew did not respond appropriately, leading to an absurd sequence of events. Let's watch the body cam footage.
Better stop. Black and color van traveling northbound 301 passing 200B, speed of 60, refusing to pull over. I'm still attempting 1050 at this moment. The vehicle has not made any movement to evade. Just 5540, that's going to be Yankee 01, Charlie Bravo, Charlie 8.
$55.6 and $55.48 is Melbourne.
1054, has its blinkers on, maintaining speed of 58 miles an hour, traveling northbound, getting to city limits to start.
Silver coach siren on.
10-4, I've done it multiple times, does not want to do it. Pull the vehicle over. Pull the vehicle over, put you into the ground. Stop the vehicle! Where is that?
After about 3 minutes of driving with her hazard lights on, Ms. Washington arrived at a convenience store and pulled into the parking lot, coming to a complete stop. It was then that the unusually agitated Officer Dew drew his firearm and exited his patrol car, aiming at Ms. Washington while ordering her to turn off her vehicle and show her hands. This situation highlights an important point. According to an official Florida government website, as a law-abiding citizen, you should remain calm, slow down, and pull over safely when you see blue overhead lights and/or hear a siren. Additionally, an article from a local law firm emphasizes that drivers must come to a complete stop when signaled by a law enforcement officer. If there's no safe place to stop, you should slow down to indicate to the officer that you're looking for a suitable spot to pull over. Based on these guidelines, it's clear that Ms. Washington was entirely justified in continuing to drive to find a safe place off the road. Legally, this is exactly what she was expected to do. Notably, after reviewing the footage, Bradford County Sheriff Gordon Smith stated that Ms. Washington acted correctly by using her hazard lights and slowing down, which aligns perfectly with law enforcement recommendations for drivers who feel unsafe. She does exactly what I would tell my daughter my wife, my neighbor, anybody else that may feel uncomfortable. You reduce your speed, you turn on your flashing lights, be acknowledged.
Turn off the vehicle right now! Turn off the vehicle right now! I want to see your hands! Both your hands! Both your hands! Do not move! You make any movement, that'll be your last mistake you're gonna make! Do not move!
One at gunpoint. One at gunpoint.
Send us what you got until I get there.
Driver, with your left hand, open up the door. Why don't you unlock it then for me? I ain't worried. I got my gun on you. We're all good here. Step out. Okay. Go ahead. Take it off. Take it off. Try something. Step out. Who else is in the vehicle? Okay.
And the reason why I did not stop is because I'm in the middle of nowhere and my husband tell me not.
Your excuse means nothing to me right now. I don't want to hear it.
Ask me.
That good. Good.
Ask me a question.
Cool. Awesome. You want to turn around for me?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
I have my 17-year-old, my 10-year-old,
Okay.
and my 1-year-old.
Cool.
I've never been pulled over like this before.
You don't know how traffic stop works?
Yes.
You don't know that a vehicle's behind you with lights and sirens for a mile. You're not going to move over?
Are you?
Stop.
I'm pregnant, sir. I'm 4 months pregnant.
Okay.
The only reason
How am I handling you right now? I have you in handcuffs, right?
I know that.
Okay,
the
cool.
only reason why I'm trying to tell you the only reason why I didn't stop. I'm a married, educated woman.
Okay.
With a master's degree. I swear, Lord knows I'm not doing. I was only not because it's dark out, and I have 3 kids with me. I'm pregnant, and I did not want them to feel uncomfortable.
Cool.
That's why I put my hazard lights on.
And then all that is shady. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
That's understandable.
And now I got them coming. Because it's a big old thing you had to make of
I
it.
did not mean to do it.
Cool. Awesome.
You can check everything, anything you want to check.
I am. I'm going to. But I wish I would have done that over there. I could have given you a warning for speed and get you on your way.
Absolutely. I'm just telling you why. 'Cause-
I don't care about why. Just shut up.
Yes, sir.
About the why.
Yes, sir.
Don't care about the why.
I'm sorry I made you mad.
5548, one detain. There's 3 kids in.
The footage clearly shows Officer Dew as highly angry and unable to control his emotions, which is problematic for a police officer expected to maintain composure. This lack of control becomes even more apparent when Officer Dew makes statements such as, "Pull over or I will put you in the ground. If you make any movement, that'll be the last mistake you ever make. Unlock it. I'm not worried. I've got my gun on you." And, "Your excuses mean nothing to me." Furthermore, when Ms. Washington attempted to explain why she didn't pull over immediately, Officer Dew told her to shut up and dismissed her reasons. These comments and Officer Dew's overall behavior were unprofessional and inappropriate, to say the least. In contrast, the department's mission statement reads, It is our mission that the Bradford County Sheriff's Office serves the citizens and visitors of Bradford County by providing professional law enforcement, detention, and court security that protects and preserves the constitutional rights of the people, and to enhance the quality of life by reducing crime and the fear of crime throughout our community by mandating the fair and impartial enforcement of the law. Evidently, the actions in this case do not align with the department's mission. Additionally, it's important to recognize that Ms. Washington's actions were logical. It can be argued that a typical police officer who understands the law and maintains composure would de-escalate the situation upon hearing her explanation. All Ms. Washington did was ensure the safety of herself and her 3 children by choosing not to pull over in a dark area of the road.
Just check on me, see they're okay. What is your first name?
Ebony, E-B-O-N-Y.
Ebony? Last name?
Washington.
Middle name?
Ronyal, R-O-N-Y-A-L.
First initial?
Oh.
O?
No, I was just saying R.
R?
I thought
Okay.
you were saying
What's your date of birth?
4/28/83.
Morgan Road. That's when my lights went on from there to here. Okay. Huh?
That's good, good. Did you hear the lights? Did you see the lights?
5548, 1065. Name, date of birth. First name Ebony, Echo, Bravo, Oscar, November, Yankee. Middle name Romeo. Last name Washington, like the state. Date of birth of 4/28/83. Bravo Foxtrot. Y'all doing okay? Okay, we'll get you on your way in a minute.
So that was the only reason. And I'm sorry. No, I knew I wasn't not stopping because I thought it was someone else. I just wanted to be in light. I've never gotten pulled over like that in the dark. And especially with my kids in the car. I just did not want to be in the dark on the side of the road with my kids. I wanted to just make it to the gas station. So I slowed down, I turned on my hazards, and I just was coming to the gas station. That's it. I live in Jacksonville. My daughter just got their hair done, and I was going back home. My husband's waiting on me. That's it. I'm not lying. Lord knows I'm not. So, and I apologize. It was not the best decision. So,
Well, especially you're from Jacksonville. What do you think would happen if you done in Jacksonville?
well, I don't know.
You had about 15 cars behind you.
I'm usually not even out this late. My husband's probably gonna be mad because they're just finished getting their hair done, and I'm just literally leaving home. I mean, leaving there to go home. But I mean, I have no.
You ever been arrested anything before?
No, I've never been around. I'm an educated woman, a teacher. I have a master's degree. I've been teaching for over 10 years. I have my own business.
5540 Bradford. 5540 Bradford. Can you run David for a previous evidence for that driver's license?
I've never even seen the jail. I swear to God. If I'd have known this was, I'd have knew that
What
just.
did you think?
I
I mean, you said you're educated, right? Master's
Yes,
degree.
and
What did you think the outcome was going to be? You
my,
had the license ironed on you. You failed to stop.
My PA was on too, yelling at you.
You didn't decelerate speed in it.
I did accelerate me, decrease my speed, right? Yes, sir. I was on 55, and it was 65 at the time. No, I wasn't going 55 when the lights came on, so I'm 70.
I was going to pull you over because I got you doing 75 at that light back there, okay? It goes from a 75 to a 55 real quick, easy enough. I was going to pull you over, give you a warning, check your license, and get you on your way. I started having my lights on since then.
Yes.
Since here, and that's about over a mile. No. I'm talking, okay? You're done talking, okay? From there to there, lights and sirens over and over again. Yes, you maintained your speed. You're at 60 miles an hour the whole way, still not pulling over. That's suspicious. That's very suspicious. That has everyone concerned, okay?
Sorry.
So that's what, like I said, it was a simple warning. Now we're in this debacle right now because you don't know how a traffic stop works. You've never seen enough TV shows, or you have the conscience to even think that you need to pull your vehicle over regardless of you being scared. I understand. There's a whole facade around law enforcement, traffic stops. I get that. I understand. But you being scared is what's got you in this mess right now.
Yes.
Versus you being confident of knowing how traffic stops. Yeah. Okay.
I was moving. He's out here by himself.
I understand. I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm not disagreeing.
Good.
I'm not saying I wasn't speeding at the time, but when he turned his lights on, I did decelerate. I did not go faster. I slowed down. I put my charger lights on. That was why I put my lights on.
So you've been pulled over before?
Like for a ticket? Yeah, but I was probably...
It was daylight. There was places you could go to. You felt more safer.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad it was convenient for you that time, not for me.
Now let's consider whether Officer Dew's decision to draw his weapon on Ms. Washington was justified, which is a complex issue. The use of force by law enforcement officers is a critical concern for both the public and the policing community. Officers engage in various interactions daily and may use reasonable force when necessary to perform their duties. The decision to draw or display a firearm should be based on the tactical situation and the officer's reasonable belief that using the firearm is necessary in accordance with firearm use policies. When a firearm is drawn or displayed to gain compliance, the circumstances must be documented. Given this, if we assume Officer Dew felt genuinely threatened by Ms. Washington not pulling over immediately, drawing his weapon might have been justified, but only for those initial moments. Once Ms. Washington explained her actions and it was clear she posed no threat, Officer Dew should have holstered his gun and de-escalated the situation. For context, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers Arizona, has ruled that pointing a gun at compliant individuals who pose no danger is a constitutional violation. This suggests that Officer Dew likely infringed upon Ms. Washington's constitutional rights.
Mic her and get her out of here if that's on you. Put a cold one on it. Yes.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna walk to your car. Come on. Can I open up this door right here?
Yes.
I'm gonna take this cuffs off you. I want you to stand right here next to your vehicle so you can have contact with the children. Does that make sense? Okay. You're not getting in the vehicle. You're not touching the steering wheel. You're just gonna stand right there. Keep them calm. I'm gonna go ahead and write your citation for you and get you on your way. Sound good? Awesome. Good. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay. Hey, bud.
Good, baby?
I'm good. You good, Sarge? You need to talk to me? Okay, Miss Emily, here's your citation for speed, 75 and a 55, what I originally pulled you over there. I didn't give you a ticket for anything else. Okay, I walked away with 3 tickets, so I'm giving you a ticket for speed. Okay?
No argument here.
Okay.
I know you don't want to hear me talk about it. I just want to apologize again. I kid you not. I have no reason to lie. I swear I was only... I know you don't want to hear it.
Apologize.
I know you don't want to hear it.
Apologize for yourself for not thinking. Okay,
Well,
how about that?
Definitely that, but I'm still.
Let's go over your citation. You have 3
Okay.
weeks to pay it, okay? Online at the courthouse or the parents if you want to, okay? It's 266, okay? 30 days to pay it. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay. You're a mother, you have kids, you gotta get them home. Let's be
Thank
done
you.
with this today. Okay.
Ultimately, Ms. Washington received a speeding ticket and was allowed to continue her journey home. However, a short video recorded by one of her children was posted online, quickly attracting attention and raising questions about Officer Du's conduct. The sheriff's office also viewed the video on social media, prompting them to release the dashcam footage of the incident. Sheriff Smith stated that upon learning about the encounter, the agency took immediate action. After reviewing the video, law enforcement officials deemed the incident inappropriate and inconsistent with their policies. A few days later, on August 24, 2022, a local news outlet reported that a white Florida deputy who pointed a gun at a pregnant black mother while her child cried in fear was no longer employed by his department, as his sheriff compelled him to resign. Sheriff Smith added that ultimately, they decided that individual was not someone they wanted representing or protecting their community. He concluded with a final statement, "I want to reassure our community that I will hold the men and women of the Sheriff's Office accountable to the highest standards of our profession." Next, on the morning of February 5th, 2023, 60-year-old Lisa Edwards had just been discharged from the Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Prior to her admission to Fort Sanders, Ms. Edwards had been hospitalized at Blount Memorial Hospital in nearby Maryville, Tennessee, after experiencing abdominal pain during her flight to Knoxville on February 4th. It should also be noted that Ms. Edwards had previously suffered a stroke in 2019, resulting in her being wheelchair-bound ever since. Nevertheless, after being discharged from Fort Sanders, Ms. Edwards apparently refused to leave the hospital and wanted to stay for a longer period. Then, about an hour after Ms. Edwards was initially discharged, hospital security called 911 to request assistance in asking Ms. Edwards to leave the premises. In response, Sergeant Brandon Wardlaw of the Knoxville Police Department arrived at the hospital and immediately made contact with Ms. Edwards, who was in her wheelchair outside.
They asked you to leave, didn't they? Did the hospital ask you to leave? No, they said they want you to leave.
Sergeant Wardlaw initially spoke with Ms. Edwards while sitting inside his patrol vehicle. Ms. Edwards clearly informed him that she could not walk due to her stroke and that her ankle was recovering from an injury.
There ain't no need for you to go to jail over some nonsense, but you gotta leave.
I know. I can't get in your truck.
No.
I can't walk.
Oh, why can't you walk?
I've got a stroke on my left side, and my ankle's shattered.
Your ankle shattered,
Yes,
and they kicked you out.
yes.
This point is crucial as it plays a significant role later in the incident. After speaking with a few other officers already on the scene, Sergeant Wardlaw assumed that Ms. Edwards was physically fit to walk and had no issues simply because she had been discharged from the hospital. However, this assumption was gravely incorrect, as we will soon see.
All right, let's see if we can coax her into leaving.
Sergeant Wardlaw then exited his patrol vehicle to approach Ms. Edwards, immediately displaying a hostile demeanor with zero patience, effectively preventing her from speaking.
Okay, Miss Edwards, they said you had already talked to the doctor. You listen to me, I'm talking.
Seconds after speaking to Ms. Edwards, Sergeant Wardlaw threatened to arrest her when she explained that she had nowhere to go at that moment, stating that she would either need to find a way to leave the premises or be arrested and taken to jail.
You're going to have to find a way to get out of here, okay? I don't want this to turn into a situation where you have to go to jail.
Sergeant Wardlaw decided to document Ms. Edwards' information and then informed the other officers that he would be arresting her on criminal trespassing charges.
What's your name?
Lisa Lynn Edwards. My daddy used to be a counselor.
What's your date of birth?
8662.
8662?
While Sergeant Wardlaw was handling paperwork inside his patrol vehicle, another officer, Officer Adam Barnett, arrived at the scene. We will now review his body cam footage to better understand the moments when the officers attempted to take Ms. Edwards into custody. It quickly became apparent that Ms. Edwards was not physically able to stand and walk, likely due to her injured ankle, which she repeatedly informed the officers about. The officers made several attempts to place Ms. Edwards inside a police van, but failed each time. At this point, the most sensible approach would have been to gently assist Ms. Edwards into the van or seek help from paramedics nearby inside the hospital. Instead, the officers tried to force her inside.
I'm not gonna let you fall, okay? You've been medically cleared, so let's get in. You've been medically cleared, man. This is not gonna work. So we need you to help us. Breathing problems are there when you're out here smoking a cigarette. I'm gonna put you in there if you don't help us, ma'am. You do not have an inhaler, but you have 6 packs of cigarettes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm gonna ask you to stand up, and I'm gonna ask you to help me one last time. I can't pick her up because she's dead weight. She's not using her damn leg.
Officer Barnett went as far as to claim that since Ms. Edwards was medically cleared, she should be able to step into the van by herself. She should be able to step into the van by herself, implying that Ms. Edwards was acting or pretending. Due to the officer's incompetence, Ms. Edwards was left halfway inside the police van, unable to get back up or move. To make matters worse, Officer Barnett openly accused Ms. Edwards of acting and putting on a show when she appeared to be struggling to breathe. Ms. Edwards clearly stated that she was having difficulty breathing, but Officer Barnett's negligent attitude meant that none of the officers present took action regarding her deteriorating health condition. It seemed as though every officer assumed Ms. Edwards was exaggerating her symptoms, likely influenced by Sergeant Wardlaw's initial assumption. Officer Barnett then attempted to place Ms. Edwards into the police van again, threatening to push her inside if she refused to use her legs. When this attempt also failed, Officer Barnett became visibly angry and frustrated. Meanwhile, the other officers searched for Ms. Edwards' inhaler, which she claimed was in her bag, but eventually gave up, assuming she didn't have one. Officer Barnett mocked Ms. Edwards by saying she didn't have an inhaler, but did have 6 packs of cigarettes. This unnecessary and unprofessional comment demonstrated that Officer Barnett was not trying to improve the situation for Ms. Edwards. He strictly told Ms. Edwards he would attempt to place her in the van one last time, and proceeded to do so, only to fail a 3rd time. At that point, Officer Barnett turned to another officer and referred to Ms. Edwards as dead weight, adding that she was making things difficult on purpose. Officer Barnett then approached Sergeant Wardlaw's patrol vehicle to ask for assistance, shamelessly using the same derogatory term to describe Ms. Edwards again.
You're gonna have to come help me get this woman in this, because she's nothing but...
I'm not doing this with you, okay? This is the Lord. Listen to me. This is the Lord's day. All I want to do is give you some coffee and some oatmeal. I'm not going to deal with your mess this morning. We've already spent too much time. You're not going to pass out. You know what? We'll go and get in there and pass out. We'll be done with it.
Medicine portion of your inhaler is missing from the plastic piece. You don't have it. Yep, this is yours. Why is it funny? Because you have the lowest profile vehicle that we can get her in.
Because she was walking fine. They discharged her, and she was still walking fine. She just, now she's playing games.
Well, we've come up with plan S.
Sergeant Wardlaw immediately escalated the situation by yelling at Ms. Edwards for no apparent reason, and continued to claim that she was simply acting unwell to be taken back to the hospital. Additionally, when Ms. Edwards stated that she was going to pass out, Sergeant Wardlaw insisted that she wouldn't, and mocked her by saying she could go ahead and pass out once she was inside the police van. This further indicated that none of the officers took Ms. Edwards seriously, assuming her condition was merely an act. Amidst this, Ms. Edwards asked for her purse to find her inhaler and help her breathe better. Although the officers claimed her inhaler was nowhere to be found, they later discovered it inside her suitcase. Despite this, Sergeant Wardlaw and Officer Barnett attempted to lift Ms. Edwards into the police van, but were unsuccessful. While doing so, Sergeant Wardlaw stated that Ms. Edwards would be facing more charges for her behavior. Officer Barnett suggested loading Ms. Edwards into one of their patrol cars, which were lower than the van present at the scene. As a result, an officer arrived in his patrol car, and all the officers began laughing and mocking Ms. Edwards. Perhaps the most disturbing part of this ordeal was when one officer suggested leaving Ms. Edwards by the sidewalk and covering her with a white blanket so that everyone could continue their day.
I was kind of thinking just leave her on the sidewalk and I'll white blanket over and everybody can go about their day.
Hey, pull him up and see if he can pull in here. Or we can just let her keep laying on the ground and let the wagon pull off and some Virex is what I need.
Want to spray that?
Yes. Make no sense, dude.
This reprehensible statement clearly showed that none of the officers had any empathy for Ms. Edwards, who was visibly struggling on the ground. It was evident that not a single officer objected to this statement. Reviewing Sergeant Wardlaw's body cam footage, we can see the moment Ms. Edwards was pushed into the back of the patrol car. It's important to note that the officer's violent and ignorant behavior continued during the process of securing Ms. Edwards. The body cam captures them laughing and mocking her once more. Immediately after this, the officers sprayed themselves with Lysol disinfectant while hysterically laughing. This behavior demonstrates that the officers did not view Ms. Edwards as a human being, and, as shown in the body cam footage, treated her as such. Meanwhile, Ms. Edwards was transported to the Roger D. Wilson Detention Facility by Officer Timothy DeStasio, who arrived on the scene with his patrol car. While en route to the detention facility, Officer DeStasio conducted a traffic stop on a reckless driver. After briefly interacting with the driver, Officer DeStasio discovered that Ms. Edwards was unresponsive in the back seat. This was captured by the vehicle's rear-facing in-car camera. Ms. Edwards can be seen and heard gasping for air, which is not surprising given her pre-existing breathing difficulties. She even yelled that she couldn't breathe several times, but was ignored. When Officer DeStasio attempted to prop her up while she was unconscious, he was heard telling dispatch that he wasn't sure if she was faking it, making the situation even more absurd. Paramedics arrived shortly after and transported Ms. Edwards back to Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center, where she tragically passed away as a result of this incident. The Knoxville Police Department's Internal Affairs Unit launched an investigation into the 4 officers involved: Sergeant Wardlaw, Officer Barnett, Officer DeStasio, and Officer Danny Dugan. They were placed on paid administrative leave shortly after. To date, the Office of Knox County District Attorney Charm Allen has issued a statement absolving the officers of any responsibility, stating that no criminal charges will be pursued. In their press release, the DA's office declared that no criminal charges would be filed against any of the officers involved in Lisa Edwards' arrest. An autopsy conducted by medical examiners at the Regional Forensic Center concluded that Lisa Edwards died of natural causes, specifically an ischemic stroke due to atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, and that no law enforcement interaction caused or contributed to her death. As of this recording, the Knoxville Police Department continues to investigate the case. Thanks for watching U.S. Corrupt Cops. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next shocking story. See you in the next one.